Hi, this is Amelia from AmeliaAJohnson.com, and my question for you today is, do you want to have a career with pets that fits your lifestyle? I have a few tips for you because it doesn't matter what age you are now. You can never be too young or too old to have a career with pets, and I'm speaking from experience. So let's go through what it is you're thinking about. First, and most people that love pets don't even think about this, but how is that career going to affect your lifestyle? I didn't think about that. I just knew I loved pets and I wanted to have a career. So the first career I chose was dog grooming because I had a lot of experience grooming my own dog that was a Sammy Shepherd mix, a lot of coat, and I loved grooming. And it was an easy career at that time to get into. Today, you have to spend a fortune to get into that career unless you apprentice under someone. So, grooming is a good career. It really is. It can be a lucrative career depending upon where you live. You can work out of your home, which is ideal for a lot of people that are trying to balance family, children, and their career. The downside of pet grooming is eventually your back wears out and maybe your wrists wear out. But that takes time in most cases. Hey, thanks for joining me. So, I did have a grooming shop for many years, and I did work out of my parents' home. Now that wasn't ideal, but I was going to college at the time, majoring in animal science because I thought I wanted to be a vet. So at that time, being a vet also required a massive amount of investment in my education. And as I went through the courses, I really discovered that being around sick animals wasn't going to be my passion. So I continued with grooming because the grooming business was thriving. Why not? So there again, one of those tips is to follow your passion. And if your passion is really with the pets and with the pets now and not after 8 years of education, doing things that you really don't want to do, and then realizing that your life is going to be continually just responding, reacting to sick pets rather than preventing disease or rather than really putting a smile on people's faces because you've made their pet beautiful like you can as a dog groomer. So think about these. I'm trying to just get you to think about what it is you would like to do if you were going to be in a career with pets and the different ways it affects your family. So there you have it. There's grooming. I know a lot of groomers that do quite well. A lot of groomers have been able to schedule their lives around their grooming schedule. However, if you're working for somebody else, that may not be the case because you're on their time, not your time. So consider that. I also worked in pet stores after I sold my grooming business, and I was on their time. So, that transitioned, and I went into horse training after apprenticing with a masterful horse trainer. Now that's another business where you're working 7 days a week, 24/7. You're on the road if you're showing the horses. You're also, depending upon who you're working for. I worked for private people, so it was different than working in a commercial stable where your income is limited. You don't have a salary. So consider those options with horse training. And I knew a lot of horse trainers that I would go to the convention and you would see these horse trainers that were crippled up. And I certainly almost lost my life due to an injury with a horse. So think about that when you're considering a career with horses. Some people make it through their lifetime as a horse trainer. A lot of them die dead broke. So consider that. Are you not only a horse trainer, but are you a business person? And do you like the business side of horses? I didn't. I loved horses. I didn't like carting them around to these stables or fairgrounds that are actually dangerous today because people are not investing in the fairgrounds. The stalls are not safe. The whole atmosphere is different today than what it was back when. So consider that if you're thinking of a career with horses. If you can do it on your own, you have your own stable, and you work on your terms, it will work for you. If you're working for someone else, let it be as an apprentice until you learn how to really be successful on your own. And I'm holding one of my little dog's toys here. He's resting now, so I had to have something in my hands. So let's go through and see what other career you can do, perhaps part-time, before you go full-time. So let's see, pet sitting is another one that's highly recommended. It's touted. There's people out there teaching you how to make a six-figure income pet sitting. And that works if you are in a very lucrative economic area. But if you're in a small town, you're going to work your tail off. You won't be able to charge as much. You'll have to work longer hours. You're going to wear out your vehicle. And as much as they tell you, you work your own hours, you don't. If you have clients that are away on vacation for a month, you're going to be going to their house up to 3 times a day for that whole month. You can hire employees, but then you have to be concerned about those employees getting to the job on time. And yes, today, thank goodness, there's ways that you can track your employees, but do you really want to be a babysitter of your employees? What if something goes wrong? So yes, I was a pet sitter for 18 years. I loved it. I saw many pets come and go because their lifetime didn't last the lifetime of my business. And that was sad. But I became a part of those people's lives, and they were a part of my life. However, pet sitting can also be a lonely job because you're only dealing with the pets. And yes, if you're a people person, you are only talking to pets. You never see the owners, rarely. Because, of course, you leave the bill or they pay up front, you never see them. So yes, you're very familiar with their pets, and if they're out somewhere with their pets, then you recognize their pets, but you know, you wouldn't recognize those people otherwise unless they were with their pets. So that's something to consider with pet sitting. You have the expense of setting up the business, your phone, your internet, your vehicle, and believe me, you will wear out a vehicle very quickly. And vehicles today aren't cheap. And if you lease a vehicle, you're limited to the mileage. So consider all those things and whether that fits your lifestyle. I know I had a young lady who had a family approach me about being a pet sitter. And I pointed out all these different pros and cons of pet sitting. And she had young children. Now, how was she going to be there for her young children if she also had to be there for someone's pets? Plus, you always have to have a backup. If you become sick or disabled, or you have to respond to a family emergency, who is going to take care of those pets? So it's not just you. You have to be more responsible than that. So consider that if you're thinking about pet sitting. Now, let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, dog training. Okay, so Gusto and I have been going to a dog training center that has quite a few dog trainers, and they're all certified in positive reinforcement training. Now, back in the days when I started my careers with pets, dog trainers weren't really that business oriented. You know, they would train your dog or they would instruct you, but they would always have to be, unless they owned their own property, they would always have to rely on someone else's facility, and it was normally at a college, you know, like a continuing aid class, something like that, where they would be able to offer their services. So yes, I did some dog obedience instruction. I don't consider myself a trainer, meaning that I don't take other people's dogs in to train them, but I will help people by instructing them on how to train their dogs to be good citizens, which is really the level most people start and stop at. Hi, thanks for joining me. So, dog trainers, my observation of dog trainers is if they're working for someone else, again, they're working on that trainer's schedule. They always have to fill in, and their income is limited to the number of dogs in the class and the number of hours they work. So, yes, the head trainer that provides the facilities, and this one has 3 facilities now that I'm thinking of, they have to continue to fill those classes to make money. So is training can be your passion, but will it be profitable enough for you to live on that income? And the other thing is, will you be able to have time to spend with your own dogs or cats or whatever pets you have? And this is something I want you to consider whenever you're considering a career. What are your priorities? If your family comes first, will this career allow that to happen? What about spending time with your friends? Will you have that time available to go out with your friends and party? Now, what about being a vet? You know, like I started out to be. Those vets have, the whole industry, the vet industry has changed. It used to be you were in practice for yourself and you had all of that overhead and you had employees to take care of. Now many of these vets that are coming out of school want to work for another vet and, as usual, apprentice, but then it seems like their whole careers are working for another vet rather than being in partnership with a vet, and they only want to work certain hours. Gusto's first vet that he saw ended up having some family considerations come up, and she had to put her career on hold totally. She couldn't even work it part-time. So are you willing to make the investment in a veterinary career knowing that your family may have to take a back seat? Are you willing to do that? Consider all these options. And yes, even vets that marry vets don't always have happy relationships. Unfortunately, I've known quite a few of them that ended up in divorce. So consider all these things. I'm just giving you the pros and cons. I want you to follow your passion for pets, but realize that that passion and the career you choose may not always fit the lifestyle that you want to end up with. So let's see. There's also being a blogger, a pet blogger. You see pet blogs out there all the time now. And some people that really learn how to use social media can become very profitable. In fact, Dogs Naturally, that whole concept has earned them $1 million in a year. But they didn't just start out that way. They had to learn the skills, the social media skills, and of course they had other skills behind them, and that was nutrition for dogs. So I have since become certified as a pet nutrition specialist, and I am going to be continuing that. Not so much so that I'm making money from it, but so that my own pets thrive and I can help you have your pets thrive. So that's a passion. It can be profitable. And if that's something you want to get into, there's another woman that did the raw food blog. And yes, she has been able to make it profitable, but she's working her tail off too. So think about how many hours you want to put into a career educating other people that need you. They're seeking out the information that you can provide. Let me see. Many bloggers also turn out to be affiliate marketers, meaning they're selling other people's products. Or perhaps they're selling their own products. But oftentimes they're selling other people's products. Now, I've been at quite a few dog shows recently, and I've seen other people start their passion or follow their passion for pets by going into business as a side business. Some of them are full-time. Can come to mind some women that have started treat businesses and they're full-time. And again, they are putting in a lot of hours baking treats. They're not big time yet. They have to go to shows and sell their treats. Or they have a retail outlet and they have to bring people in. So they have those expenses. So that's something else you want to consider. How business oriented are you? Do you want to have a high overhead and have to meet that high overhead all the time? With a blog, you have very little overhead. You have your internet. You have possibly advertising, the maintenance of your blog, and that's pretty cool. It's just a matter of finding the products that you want to sell on your blog or through your blog. But here's the best part. I have been through numerous careers, so I can speak to the pros and cons, and I encourage you to follow the passion for the career you want. But I would advise you, if I had to do it all over again and had the advantages that you have today with the internet and social media, that is where I would start, on the internet. I would learn my skills there that I have now. You have to learn how to present your product, of course. You have to learn how to educate people. You have to learn the ins and outs of social media and what's working now. So I am at the point now where I am really blessed. I can spend as much time with my dog as I want, as much time with my family as I want. I was able to shut down my traditional businesses in order to respond to the needs of my parents and help them through the transition to heaven, because I had this other side income that I had built part-time. So those of you that are listening to me that already have a pet business and you think I'm just rambling on, I want to let you know that there's something that you can work part-time that will earn you a full-time income. So if you ever have to quit that career path you're on now, whether it's with pets or whether it's a job that you absolutely just don't like, then I can help you with that. I can show you what I'm doing, show you how fun it is. I have a nationwide sales force. I can leverage my time. I don't have to work every hour of every day, but I am there for people that really love their pets. And through these products, I am able to offer products that help pets stay healthy, which is what I was thinking I would be doing as a vet. But again, vets only react to problems. If you can have a pet and keep that pet healthy through the products that you feed it, put on it, whatever, then wouldn't that make your heart sing? It does mine. And I've also been able to develop worldwide relationships. So unless you like working in a little cubbyhole or just limiting your potential, perhaps you should be talking to me, because I can open up a lot of doors for you, and you can call me. So you will find ways to get in touch with me here around this video. You can either message me here on Facebook, on my page, ameliaajohnson.com, or I can lead you to my calendar where you can schedule a call with me. You can contact me on my blog, leave a comment. I am available to talk you through whatever it is you want to do to follow your passion for pets. So thanks for listening, and I hope you really, really do follow your passion for pets so that you can spend more time with your pets and your family and just love every day that you live as you live in the moment. Talk soon.